Guys, Ken here, your thrifty apprentice, and today we are going to be taking a look at Faber-Castell Goldfaber Aqua 24-piece watercolor pencil set. This is part of their Creative Studio line. Of course, their Creative Studio line is their student grade of product. If you remember, we did take a look at the Goldfaber colored pencil 24-piece set previously on the channel, and if you guys don't remember, I will be sure to link that review in the video description. So the Aqua set, this is their 24-piece Aqua set, comes in the same type of tin that the colored pencils did. It's very sturdy, has some really nice artwork on the front. Same Faber-Castell logoing, information pretty much identical other than the fact that it's advertising for the fact that these are aqua versus being regular colored pencils. Flipping the tin over on the back, you're going to get 24 pencils here. They have a 3.3 millimeter lid in them. They have excellent light fastness, soft, vibrant color laydown. They're highly pigmented with they're very fully water soluble lid. Yes, I got that correct. A high breakage resistance due to secure bonding process, easy to sharpen with all normal pencil sharpeners, and it does have a caution to avoid dipping watercolor pencils in water. So they are cautioning you not to dip the pencil itself directly into water. Although, guys, I'll be honest, I do that. I really do. And I haven't had a problem, but don't go doing it because I say do it and then it ruins your pencils if you decide to do it. I'm just saying I have, and I haven't had a problem. There's color swatches on the bottom of the tin, and there are color numbers corresponding to those swatches to match the pencils. It lets you know that the pencils are made in Germany, of course, where Faber-Castell is headquartered. Let's take a look at the barrels of the pencils really quickly here. So you have 24 hexagonal pencils. These are not round like the colored pencils are. And it just so happens I do have those here. I'm going to pull that set out. Now, this was originally 24 pencils. Since that review, I have collected the other 24 to complete the 48 pencil set. So there are a few more pencils in here than in here, but it's neither here nor there. So the color pencils have a round barrel, and the watercolor pencils, or the aqua, if that's what you would like to call them, have a hexagonal barrel. So these are meant to prevent rolling away from you on your work surface while you're working, versus the round barrels, which will roll away from you. However, I personally prefer the round barrels because I found them more comfortable to hold, but I don't have a problem or a issue holding a hexagonal or maybe a triangle barrel, because again, it does keep the pencils from rolling. So I just wanted to show you guys the difference. So if you decide to get both sets, one of them will be round and one will be hexagonal. So the pencils have the make company, which is or country, excuse me, made in Germany. There is a SKU number for open stock purchases, and then here is a color number which corresponds to the color swatch for the website. If you want to obtain the color names, because you can go to Faber-Castell.com to get that. On the adjacent side, there is the Goldfaber Aqua logoing, as well as the Faber-Castell logo. So the end of the pencils are domed and capped, as I've told you guys. Now this does kind of prevent you from being able to see right off bat if the pencil lids are centered. But if you remember in the colored pencil tutorial review, I keep wanting to say tutorial review, I told you guys this little tip I had picked up from some other pencil artists, that if when you sharpen the pencil, one side of the wood is higher or substantially higher than the other, then the lead is more than likely off center. So this just, again, reminding you of that little tip in case you guys did forget it. So this pretty much the barrel. There's no color name. There's no light fast information. Now, of course, the back of the tin did say that the pencils are highly light fast. The website also says that they're highly light fast. However, there is no light fast information included in the packaging on the pencils, or ironically enough, on the website for the Goldfaber line, it just says that they're highly light fast. Just all it says. So as I told you guys in the other review, it is Faber-Castell, so I do tend to take their word for a product coming from them versus a brand new art company telling me, hey, our products are extremely light fast, and then there's nothing to back it up. Faber-Castell products have gone through decades of testing, so you know, I would feel more comfortable if I actually had the actual light fast ratings, but you know, it's Faber-Castell. So let's take a look at the color swatches here. Now, I swatched the pencils out on artsy. This is a mixed media paper, and I do tell you guys all the time, be sure to swatch your product out on the types of paper that you're going to use the most. So I do use mixed media more than anything. So this is what I swatched it out on. And I'm going to be showing you guys some other work that I did with the pencils on watercolor paper, other different types of watercolor paper. So you'll get to see it on other types other than just mixed media. Very, very bright, beautiful colors. They release so well when water hits them. It's like actually ridiculous. I'll zoom in a little bit here on the color swatching, just so you guys can see that a little bit better. So now here I laid the pencils down, and then I dispersed the pigment with water. To the extreme left, you're going to see it glazed with the pencil by itself without dispersing the second layer with water. And to the right, you'll see it glazed with the pencil and then water disbursement. And I did this because I kind of wanted to see what it would look like in a mixed media aspect versus just trying to use them and have a complete watercolor effect with them. Again, the pigment holds up so well. There's not a huge color shift between them being dry to wet to drying again. Actually, they get more vibrant once you wet them, and that color holds once they dry. I was really impressed with it. The colors blend really, really well. I was able to achieve some other color mixtures from blending some of the primaries other than the ones that actually came in let me zoom out here. Other than the ones that actually came in the 24 piece set itself. So I was really happy with that. If you guys can see here on some of the what should be more staining colors like the reds and the violets, I did go ahead and perform a lift test, and the pigment lifted really well, and that was after it dried down, after disbursement. So at this point, and this was just from, you know, preliminary swatching and just kind of testing the pencils with the swatching, the color blending and mixing and lifting. So the pencils were performing really well at that point. So I decided I would go ahead and do a small composition. And this is just using the pencils. I didn't use anything else. So first I just kind of sketched out the cherries and then drew in the colors with the pencils and dispersed it with water. And then I went back on top of it with the dry pencil again without dispersing with water. And I have kind of told you guys in the past in other videos, you know, there's no rule that says you have to add water to your watercolor pencils. You can use them in colored pencil form, especially if they don't smudge. And in my opinion, that's a great thing. I call that a twofer. You get 2 for 1. You get a watercolor pencil and a color pencil in one. And these are some of the pencils that will act in that manner because the pencils don't smudge. They'll smudge a bit, but they don't smudge a lot in comparison to other pencils that, you know, I've used and I've had along the economical line or along the student line of watercolor pencils. So I was pretty impressed with it. For all intents and purposes, I think it turned out really well. The white in the set is actually pretty opaque. Now, I do think I eventually went back in with a Prismacolor colored pencil, to be honest. But the white in this set was actually pretty opaque, especially in the dry form. So after doing the cherries, I decided I need to test the pencils on some other type of paper. So then I decided to do this little poppy drawing, which was kind of a spin off of something I saw Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter, do. I tell you guys all the time, she's a great, great, great artist and a wonderful teacher. She excels at being able to explain things and help you get the grip of what she's doing. So I always suggest that if you have time, always go check her out. You'll enjoy the videos. So I just kind of did a play off of something she did in a ball jar. And I kind of drew my own jar out. I didn't really want to copy exactly what she did. I never want to I try my best not to copy another artist exactly ever. And I think it turned out really well. Now, this is 100% cotton paper. This is Strathmore 500 series, 140 pound. And the colors held up really, really bright and vibrant on this type of paper versus the mixed media, which we know is more than likely a cellulose paper, because this is Artesa's premium. This is not even the expert line of paper. And I think the colors turned out much more vibrant and bright. The release was really beautiful on this paper. They blend really well with each other. They don't get muddy or mixed up or anything like that. So I was really happy with that. The pencil has a really, really semi-smooth, creamy lid. The color laydown is really smooth, which why is another reason they blend so well. Afterwards, I did a tutorial, which I put up on the channel, where I did the whole, I was telling you guys about the challenge I entered in the watercolor group I was in on Facebook. And this was the now that I did in versus a poppy from then. Now, this was done on Canson XL 140 pound acid-free paper, and of course this is a cellulose paper. And as you can see, there was a slight color difference in the way the pigment holds up in a cellulose paper versus a 100% watercolor paper. And you know, I will go ahead and say that, and I've heard this argument made a lot in a lot of watercolor groups that I'm in, and just amongst artists and teachers, and where they suggest that, you know, especially beginners, use a better grade of watercolor paper so that you'll have a better experience with the painting and the projects that you're doing. And for all intents purposes, that is correct, guys. I mean, anytime you're comparing an economical or a student grade product to a professional grade product, on normal basis, the professional grade or the higher grade or the more expensive is going to perform better, but that is not always the case. Now, I use Canson XL because I think it's a good student grade, affordable, economical paper to use. But you can see there's a difference between that paper and the 100% cotton paper. And there are some affordable cotton papers out there too. This Strathmore 500 series is really affordable. B Company 100% paper is really affordable. I'm trying to think who else. There are Fabriana Studios or Fabriana Artistico, I think that's what it's called. They make a 100% watercolor paper that is actually really affordable. So you can get them. They are out there. And I just wanted to just kind of talk for a second on the differences with that. So you just have to kind of search for a paper that works really well for you and won't break the bank on your pocket. These turned out really well. I really enjoyed this. And by the way, I will go ahead and mention that contest I was telling you guys about that this was entered in, I actually placed second. And I happen to just have gotten the reward or the second place prize for that contest in the mail today. And I'm just going to show you guys. I got this, I won this Atmospheric Flowers and Watercolor book, Paintings with Energy and Life. It's a beautiful book full of a lot of beautiful different flowers and loose watercolor painting techniques. And I feel really privileged and blessed to have won this. So I think it was a wonderful gift and a wonderful prize. I just kind of want to share with you guys that I did win that, or win second place in that contest that this went in. And I thought that was really cool. And the last of the paintings that I did with those pencils was this orange. I sketched this orange in my Jane Davenport mixed media journal. Now, I actually like this mixed media paper a lot better than the Artesa, but the Artesa paper is not bad at all. I do use it and I do like it a lot. I just happen to like the Jane Davenport a lot better. Pencils look really, really pretty to me on this paper. They performed so well. They didn't fight me. I was able to do multiple layers without it getting gummy and clumped up, or without the pigment refusing to lay down just because the tooth of the paper had been clogged up. So I actually love that about the pencils. And while I'm at it, I also want to mention that the end of the color barrels for the pencils happen to match pretty well to the color swatches. Let me just grab a few of those really quickly just to show you. As you can see here, the end of the color barrels kind of correspond pretty well to what the actual pigments look like, especially in the darker form. And they're not perfect, but compared to a lot of other pencils that I've seen, they do match pretty well. And I did kind of want to throw that out. And I'll also say that the end of the barrel matches the lid pretty well too. So, and I just kind of wrote the color names here because, as I told you guys early in the video, you can actually go to the Faber-Castell website and go to the Goldfaber section and actually match the color number to a name. That way you will know what name you have for the colors. So that's pretty much all of the things that I found performance-wise that I like. Now, there were a few cons to the pencils. I didn't care much for the fact that the color names aren't actually included in the package or on the barrels. Of course, there was the light fast information that we talked about, which is not included anywhere. And then, of course, the ends of the pencils are domed, as I mentioned, which keeps you from seeing whether the pencil lid is exactly centered from the jump. Other than that, there weren't many drawbacks, in my honest opinion, about the pencils. And keep in mind, everything that I said is solely my opinion. This video is not sponsored. This is just me giving you guys what I've learned based on my experience from using the pencils, in the hopes that, you know, some of that information will help benefit you in making your decision. Now, let's talk about pricing really quickly. I picked my 24-pack set up from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby had this 24-pack set for $29.99. I was able to use a 40% coupon on them. So I actually got them fairly cheaply. And I'm really happy to have found this set at Hobby Lobby, because it was the cheapest place I could find it when I was buying them. You can also buy them on hobbylobby.com open stock for $1.49 a pencil, in case you decide that you want to just get a few of them instead of buying a whole 24 set, or they come 36, they come 48, they come 12. You just want to get maybe 3 or 4 pencils, primary and a white and a black, just to try them out. You can buy them open stock. Amazon has the 48 complete Goldfaber Aqua line for $42.22. You can get the 24 set for $28.66, or you can get the 12 set for $13.14. They do not carry the 36 set. And you have to kind of shop around on Amazon, because some of the sellers have it at different prices that are a few dollars off here or there. I found the 12-pack, which is the smallest pack you can buy, at joann's.com for $16.99. Of course, you can use a 40% off coupon. Michaels does not carry the Aqua line. They only carry the Goldfaber colored pencil line. So you won't be able to find the Aqua line at Michaels, from what I was able to see. Walmart.com has the smaller pack of 12 for $24.39, which, if you're going to get the smaller pack, you might as well go with Amazon, because Walmart is pretty high, plus you'd have to pay shipping. And then, of course, last but not least, there's the Faber-Castell.com website. Now, you can get the 12-pack for $15. The 24-piece set, like we have here, is $30. The 36-count 10 set is $45. The complete 48 color set is $60. And you can also buy them open stock, Faber-Castell, $1.25 a pencil, which is how I bought the complete 48 pencil set. I purchased the other 24 open stock from Faber-Castell, and that's the same thing I will be doing for the other 48 for the Aqua line, since they are $1.25 open stock, which is the cheapest I've found them. So guys, that's pretty much straightforward, all of the information that I have on the pencils. Overall, I think they're a great performing pencil. I highly recommend them. I would recommend them from artists of any level, beginner, intermediate, or advanced. If you're a beginner artist, or you're buying them for a beginner artist, I think that possibly buying the 24 Aqua and the 24 colored set and giving them as a gift together would be wonderful. Keep in mind that when you're giving a new artist a art product, you want to try to make sure that they perform well, because you don't ever want to turn that artist off from, you know, actually painting and using what you've bought for them. So definitely recommend them, even if you're just going to get the 12-pack set just to try them out, start off there, and then you can always buy them open stock. $1.25 a pencil is not high at all, especially for the way the product performs. So guys, there you have it. That's all that I have. If you found any of this information helpful or useful in your decision, or whether you're going to add the aqua line to your collection, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe so you can keep up with the other content going up on the channel. Head on over to the Thrifty Apprentice Facebook page and like us there so you can keep up with the things that goes on both on and off camera with the studio. Don't forget to use the comment section. I would love to talk to you guys. Let me know, do you have the pencils? Are you going to get them? What do you think about them? How do they perform for you? Don't forget to share the video, because sharing is caring and it helps to grow the community and the channel. And keep in mind, as I tell you at the end of every single video, just keep painting.